Friday, May 13th, Brooklyn, New York. Are you ready to play a wicked mass? As Ride Along presents Midnight Mass, the Ultra Glow Fest. Everything must glow. Junior George official birthday party featuring live from Grenada for the very first time. Little Jello.
Why not Ginger?
Jello.
And you're playing bad guy.
Together with the Energy Kings of Soca, Looney Spark and Electrify Live. Also coming to shell the place down, it's Mr. Lex and Denise Sosiwa Belfont. All going down inside 178 Newport Street, Brooklyn, New York. Get your early bird tickets for only $30. More at the door. Get them on Eventbrite, nightmass.eventbrite.com. And for more details, 718-701-5720. Your DJs, DJ Hot Stepper, Lil B, and DJ Spice. It's Midnight Mass, the Ultra Glow Fest. Glow sticks on entry. Wear something white. Midnight Mass. Inside of Brooklyn, 178 Newport Street. Friday, May 13th.
Yeah. What's up? What's crack-a-lackin'? Yeah, what the hell does that mean? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I told you I don't know. How you guys doing? Welcome to Ride Along Live for today. Yes, V. How you doing? Big up yourself. Welcome to the ride. I'm a little bit late, but it's not my fault. I wanted to be late. I wanted to be fashionably late. Yeah, I want to, like when you go into to one of those events and then you have that person just walk in and fashionably late. I wanted to show my shirt. Yeah. See? Made a statement, did I? Welcome to Ride Along Live. I am fashionably late today. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yes, Stephanie, I appreciate you. Right, V? Fashionably late. Yeah. As you're coming, guys, go ahead and share up the program. Linda, how you doing? Welcome to the ride. Linda Blackman. Welcome, Linda Blackman, to the ride. How are you doing, Linda Blackman? Hope you're doing well. Mavis Joseph, you good? All right, guys, listen. Today we're having a conversation. And this conversation does not only include me. I have a guest. And I have somebody else that's going to join us in later. Pearl, how are you doing? Pearl! How are you doing, Pearl? My Pearl? Hey, listen, Pearl, I saw you in action down there with them mangoes and them. You was brutal, eh? And by the way, you was very brutal with them mangoes and them. Take it easy, Pearl. Save some for me when I come in the summer. All right, guys. Yes, guys. Share the thing. Because today we're having a conversation. I'm not sure how much of you guys are familiar with this guy named Kevin Samuel, right? Kevin Samuel is a influencer. Yeah, he's an influencer. What does that mean? Well, I'm about to tell you. He's an influencer, someone that has been on the social platform for quite a few years, I assume. But he became extremely popular by some of his very controversial remarks, specifically, but not limited to, a lot of women say that he so blatantly disrespect black women. He came out strong. The guy speak his mind. Now, recently, a few days ago, I think it was the 8th, he was found unresponsive in his apartment. Now, here is where the dilemma comes in. Now, when a lot of people die, people come out and express their condolences for the death of an individual. But after going through social media, guys, and I'm combing through social media, I realize... Lacey J say I'm giving him too much praise. I realize that a lot of you women was actually rejoicing that the brother passed away. So I have, there we go. I have a panel of guests on the program today, and we are going to talk. Coming to you from all the way, she is where, boy? She's far. She's far. Janis, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Nice to be here. Good evening to all your fans.
Hey, thank you, Janis, for dropping in.
Mhm.
And of course, she is a billion. Yeah, she's all the billions. Tiffany
It's so nice
Billions, how
to
you
be
doing,
here.
Tiffany?
I'm fine. How are you?
Absolutely. I am good, Tiffany. I'm happy that you are here. All right, guys, I ain't
Great.
wasting no time. I ain't wasting no time. This is Women's Summit. This is where women spill the beans. This is when you guys get to talk and we get to listen. So I'm gonna listen. So I'm gonna cut straight to the chase, Tiffany and Janice. Why is it that the women population of America and the world was rejoicing after the death of Kevin Samuel? Talk to me, Tiffany. What's happening?
Well, um, and of course, this is just my opinion.
Uh
Kevin Samuels, I don't think that he was a very nice person. And I really do believe that he was a misogynist. And I
huh.
don't believe that he really had I don't think that he had the best interest of women in mind when he was giving relationship advice.
Mm-hmm.
It, with the two failed marriages and telling women who were over 200 pounds and looking to be married that they were built like linebackers, is not very it's not very nice, and it's not a way to communicate with your audience, because those women were in fact his audience, right? They were calling
Right.
in for advice. And so I took an issue with that. I listened to him a couple of times, probably three times. And, for me, his advice was not objective. It
Mm-hmm.
was very condescending to women, and it was very one sided. And
Right.
of course, he's a man, so his perspective is going to come from a man's perspective. And
Right.
I can respect that. However, I think that you can deliver a message without being disrespectful. And I
Right.
think he was
Okay.
extremely disrespectful.
Mhm.
I got your preliminary point and point well taken. Janice, let me turn to you. And I'm gonna come back to you, Tiffany, because one something that you said I want to pounce on a bit. But let's get Janice' perspective. Janice,
Mhm.
you familiar with the man? You've I bet you probably heard of him or heard him before. What's your take on the man, and why do you
Yeah,
think women were celebrating after his
right.
passing?
I actually remember a friend. Hi everyone again. I'm Janice. I remember a friend calling me and telling me that this man had died. And I mean, I didn't rejoice like that, but I remember saying, "Okay, good." You know what I mean? And I wasn't surprised later to learn that a lot of women shared my similar sentiments of being really, really happy that this guy is no longer around, that he went to the great beyond. Because I have to support Tiffany. She looked at him three times. I looked at him about one and a half times, about two times. And after that, I said, you know what? I'm not going to contribute to being a member of your audience and building your business, because he was downright nasty to women. I remember one young lady, he almost reduced her to tears, and he just did not care. It's kind of like, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. And to me, he just seemed like somebody that was hurt so badly, and he didn't deal with it very well. And as a result of that, he just have it festered, and he became very venomous towards women. And in fact, why women continued to support this guy, I really don't know. And folks, his name is his Mr. What was his name? Samuel?
Kevin
Kevin
Samuels.
Samuel.
Kevin Samuel. So if you haven't heard about it, and I mean, I would be surprised if anyone here on here hasn't heard about him. But if you haven't, I would say Google him. Google him even while we're speaking. You can listen to some short clips. You can look for some of his worst ever comments that he's made, and then perhaps in the end, you would probably join the celebration to prolong it. What do you think, Tiffany?
I mean, I have to agree with you. I have to
Mhm.
agree with you. I think his whole premise and his whole base, and I think a lot of people confuse this. They really believe that women were created to marry men. That was his, like, he was grooming the women. This is how this is how you obtain a man, and this is how you get married, and this what he doesn't, or what he didn't understand is that every woman doesn't want to be married. every woman doesn't grow, a girl doesn't grow up and automatically says, hey, I want to be married and I want a
Welcome to the
husband,
show.
right? And so he actually made that a part of his base, like, okay, this is how you get a man. And and you said that you listened to him one or one and a half times. I listened to him 3 times because I was trying to give the guy the benefit of the doubt, and I just could not find the goodness in what he was saying in his delivery. So that's my opinion.
No. Listen. No, I have a question for Tiffany. Tiffany, you said you listened to him 3 times.
Yes.
If what he's saying and if what he said was so bad the first time, why you listen to him the second time, and why you had to listen to him the third time before you made up your mind about the as you say, like the toxic content that he was delivering?
Right. That's a great question. So when I listened to him the first time, it was actually a referral. Somebody said, hey, go listen. Actually, my son said, hey, go listen to this guy. Tell me what you think. And after I went back to my son and I said, I don't like him. I don't think his advice is right. I think it's one side. And then I saw him come across Facebook, my Facebook feed. And, this time he was talking to a woman, because the first time I listened to him, he wasn't speaking to a woman. So I wanted to hear what he was saying to the woman. And so he was, in that mode of degrading her, telling her because she had 3 children that she can't expect to marry a 6-figure guy, that because she was overweight. So that's when all of that was going down. So the third time that I listened to him because I wanted to know if he was just having a bad day. If he told that woman that because maybe he was just having a bad day, let me listen to him this third time. Now, so the third woman that he talked to was, in my opinion, she was very attractive, and he was telling her to lower her standards. Like, you can't expect a 6-figure guy, because you're not making 6 figures, or you can't expect a man to want to raise your kids, because men don't want to raise other men's kids. I mean, saying things like that to women, that's not. I just don't think that's true all the time. I think there are some men who don't, who I think, of course, men would rather raise their own children. But I think if a
Right.
man falls in love with you, then he's open to raising your child. And so to tell women that you on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate yourself? And when somebody says a 5, he says, no, you're a 3 at best. I mean, I mean, that's just mean,
Yeah,
because
but listen to this from a man perspective, and I've heard this before, and I'm gonna throw this out there, right? I'm gonna throw this out there. One,
Mhm.
men don't care what the hell Kevin Samuel thinks. Men don't look for a woman through the eyes and the perspective of Kevin Samuel. Let's take this call. I'll come back with my thought. Caller, are you live? Are you calling for the program?
Yeah, good afternoon. Well, I'm just to introduce myself.
caller, you
I
there?
am.
Yeah, go ahead, caller. Are you calling for the program?
Yeah, I was just I just saw the program on St. Vincent and the Grenadines here.
Yes.
I am 21. I'm 20 years of age. I'm a young man.
Hold on. Before you continue, are you calling for the
Yeah.
program that we have on right now?
Yeah, was Kevin from.
Right. Okay. Exactly. Okay. Cool. Go ahead.
So my outlook on it was Kevin from if he was right or wrong. I want to not in everything that he did the way that he portrayed females. He was, from my perspective, more like a red pill dominant, more dominant man, and showing how to be more dominant as a young person,
Right.
not only as a young person, but what society outlook and the double standard we have for women.
Right.
Not only young or old women, also ageable, different perspective and different problems in not just society and the way that we handle double standard.
Okay.
Sometimes not everything that he did would be appreciated by women.
Right.
And the let me see.
Okay.
I would say not the discrimination of women, but what they the things that they do. He would sometimes give them advice,
Right.
and sometimes that advice could be taken out of context very easily. And plus, the woman value worth just depending on the case
Okay.
of the woman that was there and what she needed, what questions she were asking.
Okay.
So my opinion on it was is like, I mean, it's very double standardish because it's like, okay, we as men cannot say anything about women when it comes to woman topics. I
Right.
mean,
So
um,
are you saying that you agree with some of the things that he was saying from a man perspective, from a male perspective?
yes,
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So thanks for your input, caller. We appreciate your input. All right. Now, you mentioned Jan. So someone playing something in the background. I'm hearing a yeah. Okay. I was hearing audio playing in the background. So let me put this to you to the ladies on the panel, and of course the folks that's watching could chime in as well. Why do women take this thing so seriously? Why did they take this guy so seriously? If one, he has been divorced twice, is he an authority to speak into your life or to speak into anyone's life? Why is it that he is an authoritative figure if he did come from a perspective where we had failed marriages and failed relationships? Why even if he tell a woman that she is 5 at best, why does that anger so much women? And it's coming from him, someone who doesn't even think don't even in some aspect don't think have the authority to speak to someone or women on any kind of level. Why is he taking it so seriously, Tiffany? Why women take it so seriously?
Well, I can tell you that, in my opinion, I think women took his opinion and his show very seriously. Well, let me say this. I think they took his death very seriously as well. But I think the reason why you saw all of the emotion when he died was because men had labeled him the Godfather.
Mm,
That was his pseudonym, was Kevin is the new Godfather. So what he says is gold, and we have to protect this man at all costs. These were these were words that were coming out of his followers' mouth, and they and they meant it. They meant that Kevin was the Godfather. Kevin, what he said was good as, Bible, and they were going to move forward with whatever he said. Whatever he said was right. He couldn't be wrong. And so that's why women took it so seriously. They were like, so when he died, it's like, okay, so who's going to be y'all's daddy now? Because he's
no.
gone. So who are y'all going to call Godfather now? Like, because it became, when he's insulting women and then you call him the Godfather and you say his word is gold, it comes off as misogynistic. Like, you hate women. Like, you don't, and if you hate women, then who do you love? So that was like my entire premise of, men need to find themselves another role model. If all you can do is build a platform on bashing women, then that's really not a positive platform that's going to stay around for a long time. And then, you're building up negative karmic principles in the universe when you're bashing people constantly like that. So I think that's why women were totally, they were like, okay, he's gone, good.
Mm-hmm.
Because when men gave him a lot of accolades,
Right.
and they had actually named him the Godfather.
Okay. Janice, let me ask
I
you a
wanted
question. Okay, go ahead, Janice. Go ahead. Go ahead,
Sure.
Janice.
No, I just wanted to jump in here to something you said earlier, that the fact that he was divorced twice, that somehow made him not credible to give advice. I kind of disagree with that because
Okay.
sometimes, people find themselves divorced under varying circumstances and they would have learned from the experience and probably are very much in a position to give good advice. Not just marriages, just relationships in general. So that I want to debunk. And then secondly, the couple of times that I listened to this guy, he and folks, if you're just joining, it's Kevin Samuels, so you can look that up. It's a gentleman. He was a blogger. Had
Influencer.
he was an influencer just like Junior or anybody else. And he really, really, really had strong opinions about a woman's role in a relationship and that type of thing. He was outrageous. I saw someone made a comment like, "Why did women continue to look at him?" Sometimes when people are so outrageous, you just have to listen because you're listening to see what else could come out of that person's mouth.
Right.
And he had a steady stream of what I consider to be profanity, and women continued to listen. He had his following in the men kingdom, and I don't want to judge these guys, but obviously, it is guys, that felt that women are to know their place, and it's about classifying women into how skinny and how fat they are, and whether they had children out of marriage and stuff like that. I mean, the guy was a hypocrite, and I feel as if he was just playing for the audience. I mean, this is something that social media is really they're famous for, playing to the audience, figuring out what intrigues people, what pulls on people's emotion, and going for it, and who verifies the truth. So I mean, this guy was super, super, super outrageous. And words are important. Words have meaning, and words sink into people, whether it's on social media or not. And so a lot of people were hurt as well. And so it doesn't surprise me that women, including myself, I didn't go as far as rejoicing, because everyone has a right to live, and to breathe, but I did not bat an eye. I wasn't sorry that he would have gone to the great beyond. Yeah.
Right. So let me ask you a question.
Hmm.
Janice. Janice,
Hmm. Yes.
you're a beautiful woman, you
Thank
know,
you.
no problem. Right. How do you consider, from a scale from 1 to 10, how do you consider yourself?
Oh Jesus! What kind of question is that?
I'm asking you,
I'm a t- listen.
Kevin Samuel.
I'm a 10.5.
Right. Okay, you're a
Right.
10.5. So if
Yeah.
I tell you, if I came across to you and you know it and you have the confidence that you are 10.5 and tell you, nah, you barely a 5, if ever.
Boy, I got it. Papila stone and I stone in you. No, but the truth is, I mean, the circumstances under which you're making those comments here is very controlled, and I know that perhaps that's not your overall view because you even gave me a compliment before you started. But it depends on how it's done, where it's done, the timing. And a lot of women that call on these shows, they're going through emotionally vulnerable times of their lives, and they're calling someone who is an influencer that they're hoping is going to say something to them that makes sense, make them feel better, and to call. And I mean, the things this guy used to say to people, I wouldn't be surprised if there are people who probably walked off a cliff or put rope in their neck, as we say. He was
Yeah, but if
very,
someone,
very, very cruel.
if
Mhm.
someone has a problem in terms of the self-esteem,
Yes.
obviously Kevin Samuel is not the person that they go to. So my thing is, why did women gravitate to that? If that is the dirt that he's spilling, if he's continuously disrespecting women, and you know that you may have a self-esteem, because Janice, you rightfully said that you're a 10. Nothing could break you from that. I can't tell you that you're a 5 because you're a 10. Right? Nothing I could say could change your mind about you being a 10.
Right, Tiffany? So
Tiffany,
we're,
you're
we're
10 too,
22.
right? Right, Tiffany?
Right, we're
You're
22.
15. You're up there. Could anything change? Could anything change your mind about it? So if you have a self-esteem
Right.
problem, if you have a esteem problem, probably that's not the person that you go to. You probably need to see a psychologist or someone that you have a one-on-one So you're
I
kind of
learned
Right.
exposing yourself to that. You are actually putting yourself in the position to be publicly disrespected
and humiliated.
and humiliated if it's that exactly what you don't want. So why women do it?
There is something called trauma bonding. And
Uh-huh.
I am I'm stealing that phrase from a friend of mine on Facebook that posts about it all the time. Trauma bonding is where people have relationships with other people where they are being abused, but for some reason they keep going back. It's
Uh-huh.
one of those things. I don't know. For some crazy reason, they bond through the trauma that they are experiencing or they have experienced with that individual, and it's very, very, very difficult. Like in similar light, you would see women who are in and men too, to a lesser extent, but men as well. People that are involved in abusive relationship and they
Uh-huh.
keep staying, and people go like, well, why is she staying? And you just can't see why she's staying and why she don't leave. It is
Uh-huh.
something called trauma bonding. Again, I'm giving you guys some homework to go look it up. Google
Trauma
has
bonding.
everything these days. Trauma bonding, bonding with people that are creating trauma in your life,
Uh-huh.
and maybe that's why the women kept going back, because he didn't lack female participation. And in fact, a couple of times I looked at the messages and I saw there are women that were supporting him, supporting some of the comments he made. So I mean,
And I have to agree
mhm.
with you. I also think it's a trauma bonding thing. It's a self-esteem thing, because anytime you have to get somebody else, it's different to like want someone's opinion, but when you want their validation, like these women were seeking validation, like, aren't I good enough, Kevin? And what do you rate me? And what do you think I should do differently? And how do I get married? And how, these are questions that the women were asking, and these are very for me, I mean, to me, it's just kind of like a desperation thing. Like it's not that serious. Like, I mean, live your life. Live your life. Run your business. Love your children. And if you meet the right person, you meet the right person. But to change your personality or to change something that comes natural to you just to be married just seems kind of pseudo to
Yes,
me. It seems like fake to me. And I think the only woman that called into Kevin's show that did not have low self-esteem was Nicki Minaj. I don't know if y'all saw that episode where
I
she
missed
called
it.
in. Yeah, he asked her to rate herself. He said rate yourself between a 1 and a 10, and it can't be a 7. And she didn't hear the 7 part. She didn't hear him say that, and she automatically rated herself a 7. Well, he said, no, you can't rate yourself a 7, and she was just like, she didn't know what to rate herself. And this is Nicki Minaj. Like, she was just like, I
Mm.
don't know what. And so and what I read into that, Junior, is the reason why she didn't know how to rate herself. And for me, I think 7 for her is very conservative. But I think the reason why she didn't know how to rate herself was because she didn't know what he was going to say. Like,
Mm.
she didn't want to be knocked down on public TV. Like, okay, I call myself a 9, and he's like, no, you're a 6.
But
And
Janice
this is
says she's a
Nicki
10.
Minaj.
Janice go with full 100 with it. Janice didn't hold back.
Well, Janice may have more. Janice may have more self-esteem than Nicki Minaj does,
Well, I
because
mean,
remember,
again, it's gonna go back to the
no, no,
fact
no.
that I am
No, I'm saying
I'm in
because
a
Nicki
controlled
Minaj.
environment. Maybe I would have reacted the same way, because who
Well,
wants to be embarrassed and humiliated in public? And after all, she's a celebrity, and for this man to go for her in a certain way, I mean, yeah.
but she's also been in an abusive relationship, Junior. Remember when she was dating Meek Mills, and they were here in Dallas, and he was putting his hands on her right before a show, and she kept saying, why are you hitting me? Why are you hitting me? It was a couple of years ago, when she was dating Meek Mills. So I'm saying, being a woman and there's nothing worse than having a man put his hands on you to shake up your self-esteem and cause you to wonder who you are, and are you really a woman that should be valued. And so her self-esteem may be shaken just a little bit, and you just never know what somebody's gone through. But
That's
I'm
true.
saying that women that call in, they really need validation.
Right, right. Guys, we taking your calls and input on this topic. We're talking about Kevin Samuels. Not only about Kevin Samuels, but the situation surrounding that particular show. Probably you guys heard of him. He's an influencer who made it big on social media for giving advice. All right, a lot of people called into his program to seek advice and somehow some kind of validation of themselves. He's known synonymous in disrespecting women, black women in particular, on his program. Nevertheless, he had tons of supporters. Now, I really didn't frequent his program. I've heard about it, probably seen it around a couple times, but he had a tremendous large following from predominantly women. A lot of men followed him too, because I know a lot of men also followed his program as well. But his program was viewed by a lot of women. So where do women seek advice, or where should women seek advice when they do find themselves in the position that they have some kind of esteem or self-esteem problem? Do women look in the mirror and try to build that up for themselves? Do they seek validation from their mother, their father? Where do women go when they're seeking validation about self-esteem issues?
Right. I want to take a go at this one, Junior. It's interesting that women continue to seek validation from men, and it is an age-old problem. I could remember one time having a human and social biology teacher in my high school, and I made the comment to her that why does it seem that women are so dangerous to each other? We bring each other down. If a man is having an issue, let's say he's having an issue with in his whatever situation, we jump on the woman and we're so quick to tear her up. And at that time, I was only about 14 or 15 years, but she said to me that, listen, women seek the validation of men because men created the environment where women have to compete with each other for their affections in many different type of ways. So women just
Hold on. Say that again.
uh-huh.
Men create the
Men
environment where
create the
women have to.
environment
Uh-huh.
are where women are placed in a situation where they have to compete with each other for
I thought
resources,
women do
whether it
that all
is
by themselves. I thought women do that all by themselves. Like
to
if a
compete with
woman
each
see a
other.
woman,
No,
yeah, if a
if
woman
a
see a
man,
woman with a
listen, if a
handbag,
man, no. If I'm talking in this context, if a man has a woman and he
uh-huh,
treats his woman well, and he
right.
makes his woman feel that she is the best woman on the face of the earth, and whatever, that woman's self-esteem is automatically through the roof. When a woman feels insecure and her
Hmm.
husband or man has a wandering eye, and he's always, when they go out in public, he
Hmm.
doesn't, whatever, they well, everybody has a certain element of insecurity, but in a situation like that, a woman becomes very insecure. She's looking at another woman as a threat, and every opportunity she gets to bring down that woman and step on that woman, she does it. If you look
Mm.
way back, everything women do to each other, more than half the times it's because of something either men did or didn't do, or it's linked to men in one way or the other. And that's just my opinion.
Right.
Right.
Uh, in a lot of cases, and that's from a man perspective. I don't know. 'Cause I'm just
Mhm.
speaking from what I see. I find that a lot of women, black women in particular, seem to always look like if they want to compete with the other black woman or the other woman. And that's from my perspective, right? For instance, when a woman go out and buy a say a $3,000 handbag, or that's probably cheap in terms of handbags, because handbags is like big commodity. $5,000
Right.
handbag. Never could understand that. But anyway, you buy an expensive handbag. Who you buying the handbag for? Are you buying a handbag for yourself, or you buying a handbag to compete against the other woman that can't afford the $5,000 handbag?
Never. Not me.
Tiffany,
Not
who you
me.
buying a handbag for? Who you buying that $5,000
Well,
handbag for?
first off, I would never spend $5,000 on a handbag. Okay, first that's the first. But if I did, the most I've spent on a handbag is like $1,300, right?
Right.
So when I bought my handbag, I bought it for me because I thought I deserved it. I had worked hard, and I thought I deserved to have that handbag. If people recognize a handbag as being, $1,000 handbag, then okay. But I bought it for me. I think women do compete amongst themselves, especially with the BBLs and the all of the augmentation going on. I think that they do compete. But to I have to say my sister on the panel is right. Like, men do create that environment for us to
Mm-hmm.
be competitive with each other. For instance, and I'm gonna be telling my age here, but when rap first came, well, not when rap first came out, but when when you had people like Luke and Two Live Crew, they came out and the women were dressed real skimpy and they were just shaking it and whatever, what we call twerking today. You had women that wasn't their personality at all, but because the men liked it, then the women were
Mm-hmm.
gonna go get these, these teeny weeny bikinis, go to a pool party, and shake it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the environment that men created. It's the same in the rap culture. Men always talk about how they want a tiny waist and a big whatever, and so women go get these BBLs. We're not competing with each other, Junior. We're trying to satisfy what men like.
So you guys are saying, and I want some of the men to chime in on that. You guys are saying that men create the environment for women to be competitive, other than women just want to be competitive because they want to outdo another woman. That's not the
I
case.
I think that women are very uplifting naturally. Naturally, if you put women in natural environments where there is not the influence of men in any type of way,
Uh
you
huh.
will see a kind of sisterly love and support, and women hugging each other and crying for and with each other. I can tell you a little story, and it's a personal story. About a couple of months ago, I remember being someplace, and I was with a guy. Like, a guy wasn't my boyfriend or anything, but we were together. And there was this really, really super pretty girl that came in, and I'm looking at him, and I'm kind of looking at her, and I'm thinking to myself, hmm. But anyway, before I my thoughts could get any further, something happened in the store where this woman, I felt that very same woman, it was at a nail salon,
Uh huh.
and one of the Asian nail whatever what disrespected that woman in the worst possible way. She had, according to the story, I was there, she had natural long nails, but she just wanted something different, so she went in and asked them to cut it off. And actually, she did a full set of beautiful white nails. It was much longer than this, and they looked really nice. But
Right.
one of the nails was like bent in a particular direction, and she asked the person in the shop to if they could repair it. And the guy got so upset. She said, "Well, it's either you guys repair it or at least give me a discount, because I can't have, I cut my real nails off just to get proper nails, and have one going in a particular direction." So she wasn't even noisy or anything like that, right? And the guy that did her nails, he called her back and said, okay, give her the impression that he was calling her back to fix the nail. And
Right.
he proceeded to actually chop off the full set of acrylics and said to her, "You could go now, you don't have to pay." So
Mm-hmm.
I saw this happening and I was like, "No, you're not serious." I was like, why did you do this? Why did you do this?" And I got so angry. And there were 10 other black women or women of color sitting around, and no one else said anything. You understand? I
Right.
literally almost went for this guy. How dare you? Black women are the ones that are supporting these types of businesses throughout the length and breadth of the United States and perhaps all over the world. And you're going to tell me you're going to disrespect a black woman like that, chop off her nails, and after she's spent probably 2 3 hours at the salon getting it done, and you do that. And because I stood up for her and I spoke up for her,
Right.
the manager ended up telling the girl to sit there and he'll take care of it. But imagine that, another 4 hours to soak off a full set and to have it
Right.
redone. That was not enough satisfaction. And I'm sorry I didn't ask her for her phone number or give her mine so she could put a lawsuit on these people or call the police, because this is abuse. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I'm just using that as an example to show how Black women will come together when there is a need, and we come together, we support
Yeah.
each other, and we do this. But I'm telling you, I'm not saying that men are a dangerous element, but they could be at times where women forget their natural instincts to love each other and to support each other, and they really do things that could be hurtful and cruel to each other.
Right. Again, guys, we're talking about the incidents in circulating and involving uh, Kevin Samuel. He is an influencer who made headlines, who passed away just a few days ago. And the big news about it was a lot of women in particular was rejoicing over his passing because he was very controversial and some women deemed disrespectful to some women. So we're having this conversation here. But I want you guys to call in 718-701-5720. That is the number. Give me a call. I want to know what you guys think about what was said here. The women are saying, guys, because this is Women's Summit, right? The women are saying that men create the environment for women to compete with each other. Let me know what you guys think. All right, here's the next question I want to touch with you women here, because I want to understand. By extension, every man wants to understand. When women say that they're looking for a real man, right? Break it down for me. What is a real man? Help me understand. Don't all speak at once. What is a real man? What is it, that real man that you're talking about?
I think a real man is different. It can mean different. Can mean has different characteristics depending on the woman. So you can't. I don't think every woman looks at one man if he had all of these qualities and say, now that's a real man. I think a real man is tapered to each woman's desires, like a specific woman's desires, because that man may do something that I don't like, but does something that another woman likes. So I think a real man is subjective. It's not objective. There's like no Superman, the black Superman that comes out of the sky and says, "Oh, I have all the attributes of a real man. Here I am. I can successfully be with any woman." I think it's definitely subjective, and it's all about what that woman wants. So that's like a very personalized question.
Okay, so it's not like a specific person. It's depend on the individual. A real man is in the eyes of the beholder.
You're not a real man. That's right. Just like beauty. That's why I had a problem with Kevin Samuels telling people they were a 5, because to somebody that 5 might be a 10. So why are you telling her that? You know what I'm saying? And so
Right.
for instance, a man that pays all your bills and he always comes home every night and he just wants to watch TV and whatever. That may be a real man to somebody, but to someone else, that's not a real man. They need more than that.
Janis, what's a real man? What is that? What is that?
Okay, so I was going to say something similar. It is purely subjective. One man poison is another man whatever. So to each his own. But I still
Right.
think there are some basic qualifications that most women would probably, or most people would think represent a real man, a man who is a stand-up dad, someone who is reasonably educated, someone who goes on the grind or to run his own business, who is not involved in illegal activities, perhaps who don't smoke or drink. I mean, these are just some things that sometimes, when guys have those type of characteristics, we may see that he's a real man, but yeah, it's subjective. I have to agree with you, Tiffany.
Someone said to me one time that women, and I want you guys to agree or defend this statement, right? It's an ignorant statement, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Women are looking for a real man. They want a real man. Yeah, that's what they want.
A real walker
But-
man.
But a lot of things about that particular woman, half of or 75% of what their first approach is not real. So how do you define real?
Come on, Junior.
That's-
What is that?
like your eyelash is not real. Like you're wearing makeup. That's not your real look in the morning time. There are a lot of different things that you do, enhance this and enhance that. So what is really real?
But just
Not in
because
that
you enhance
context.
something doesn't make it fake. Like
Yeah.
if I enhance my cheekbones, that doesn't mean my cheekbones are fake. If
You know
I
what I
What?
enhance
say,
my cheek,
Junior?
Huh?
You know what I say, Tiffany? We got the
what?
canvas. We got the canvas.
Yeah, but no, you guys, women, you guys are not
You
gonna
just
get away.
apply a
You
little
guys are
paint.
not gonna hide away and shy away from this question here. You guys are not gonna run away from this question, right? What is really real? Do some women really even know what is really real?
No, but you took a question that was meant to about people's personality and who they are and stuff like that, and you brought it down to physical appearance. So, are we talking physical appearance? Or are we talking about a
No,
man's ability to be a father, husband, provider, that kind of thing, a stand-up guy, that kind of thing?
I'm just talking about really real. I'm just talking about being real.
All right.
Okay, let me say this, Junior. Let me say
Uh
this
huh.
because I'm just taking all the way back to A. Okay,
Uh huh.
people who say men who say women want a real man. Okay, first of all, the reason why women go get enhancements and get their waist snatched and get BBLs is because if they feel like if they don't, then their man or a man will not look at them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So men claim to want something real, but they worship all the fake. They
Mm.
worship the
Not all men.
augmentation
Not all men.
surgery.
Not all
Most of
men.
them do. Most of them do. Most of them do. They do.
Some of
And
them.
so, okay,
Most. We didn't say
most of
Okay.
all.
them do. Because what I'm saying is that, if I'm in the room with my man and a woman walks by with a snatched waist and an enhanced BBL, the
Right.
chances that he's going to look at that woman, it's going to be a high percentage no matter how I look. And I'm just saying this goes for any woman. Like you can have a
But
pretty.
women. But looking is nothing. The man probably
Exactly. Well, I
looking
was
and
going to
say
say that too because I would
the,
probably look as well. I'd be
the
like,
man is
yeah.
Right.
probably looking to say,
Mm.
look at
No, Junior,
that.
don't do that.
Look at
Yeah,
that. I
that's
don't
right.
like that.
No,
Tiffany, the man probably looking and say, yo, I don't look at that.
no,
Look at
he's
how that
not.
In fact,
look at
if
how that
I am,
look. I don't like how that look.
eh,
No, no,
It's not like
they're
the
not
man
gonna.
looking
No,
and
no, no.
say, yo, wow,
Don't do that, Junior.
wow. You can't
Junior,
tell
don't
that
do
that's what
that.
he's looking.
Junior, don't do that because we know that you're very intelligent. Don't do that. That's not why the people. Nine
No,
times
but
out of
not all
ten.
men look, not all men, because let me tell you something. Men have conversation on this very same program here. We have Men's Summit where men talk about men stuff. And oftentimes women feel like men is so attracted to that skinny, small waist and all of these things that women deem to be perfect, right? But when it's actually the opposite. I know a lot of men when we talk and we talk, have conversation, men like the imperfection. No, I believe a lot of men shy away, run away, hide away from that woman who feel like everything has to be that perfect, 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 perfect. You don't have to be that perfect. So you might see someone that have all this makeup and all of this stuff, and yeah, they walk into the room and you might look, but that doesn't mean you're looking to say, wow, this I want
Well,
to
I
take
was
her to my.
so
You're
so
probably just
Junior,
looking to say, yo, this is exactly what I don't want.
no, I doubt it. But Junior, I was speaking to you saying that men say that women want a real man, but they're not real. And my
Right.
point is that the enhancements that women get are because of men. Look, if this entire planet were just women, do you think women would be running to get enhancements and BBLs? They wouldn't.
and dying in the process.
They wouldn't. I'm telling you, men create competition, and
Mm,
they do. They create competition, and so women see having a snatch waist, having long hair, just being top notch in their own way, in their own right. They see that as being competitive. They're competing because they want the best man. You want the best. You want to have. You want to duplicate because when you have a baby, you're duplicating that man, some portion of that man in yourself. So you want to
right.
duplicate the best. You don't want to duplicate subpar. You don't want a subpar man. And so you're
Right.
going to go get the best. You're going to go get what the men like. And
Right.
so when they say that women are not being real, okay, we're just a reflection of what y'all like and what y'all are doing. That's
But
my opinion.
I'll come back to that. Could it be that you think it's your perception? You assume. Because I'm telling you, I believe, and I have a problem with that statement. I have a problem with the statement that women create the environment for women to compete. I think women just compete because women want to outshine the other woman. That's what I think.
For what? What is the agenda?
I know women is somehow assuming that men would like certain things, and because they assume that, not confirm, they assume that is what men like, then they do it. They get the whatever it is, all the different stuff. But a lot of men don't like that. A lot of men are saying, I like you just bald headed, no makeup, just natural stuff.
How about you, Junior?
It's not about me.
Give us an insight.
I'm going to take a call. Okay, listen, I'm going to open up the phone and take a call from a guy. I open up the phone and take a call from a guy. I want a guy to call me, 718-701-5720. 718-7015. You know what? I want someone to call me up right now on the phone lines and tell me if you agree with the statement that men create the environment for women to compete. 718-701-5720. We're talking, it's Women's Summit. It's an opportunity to learn a lot more about women, and which we are. Right? Learning all about women. Again, you could call on the WhatsApp or you could call straight. 718-701-5720. While we wait, you see, women agreeing with me. Look at this. Stephen Thomas.
It's a boy.
Okay, well, yes. Okay, he's agreeing. He's agreeing. Let me see who else agree. So I guess we're going to create the environment for men to compete. Right, okay.
That's true.
Women create the environment for men to compete. Men don't compete on the same level as women, by the way. I don't think that men compete on the same level how women compete. Give a man food and no arguments. He's good. He is
Food
good.
and no arguments.
Yeah,
Is that the recipe for all men?
Yeah.
Is that the recipe for all men? Food and no arguments.
Well, a lot of men. You feed a man, and when a man come home from work or whatever, there is no arguments and noise. Got him forever. You locked. Got a man forever. 717-015-720. Women are sworn enemies and quick to compete to each other due to the lack of security. This is always the problem women have. Men don't get involved in such nonsense, but looking for someone to stand by them. You see what I'm saying? Men are feeling this is the fact. Give a man some food, no argument. Well, Hillary says good food, sex, and peace and environment, and you got a man for the rest of your life. You got a man for the rest of your life. Yes, exactly, precisely. All right, guys. So let's wrap up this here. Let's go to Tiffany. Tiffany, based on what has transpired with Kevin. Hold on. Before I ask you that, I got a caller on the line. Let me take this call. Caller, you live? Hello? Okay. Hold on, caller. Caller, you there? All right, hold on, caller. Hold on, I'll probably mute you. Oh, yes, you muted, caller. Sorry. Caller, go right ahead. Yeah, hi, go ahead.
Yeah. So women actually compete against one another. And if you think about it, think about it like this. Do a woman have any power over a man openly except by her outward appearance?
Pose that to the women.
Question. Yes.
Oh, could you repeat the question?
Do a woman have any power over a man openly except by her outward appearance?
Okay, so what you're saying in short is that women only have power over a man based on her physical attributes and nothing else.
Well, I'm getting this from a very old book. It's the lost books of the Bible and the forgotten books of Eden. The patriarch Reuben was telling his daughters and his children that they should not adorn themselves to catch a man because it's against what the Father, the Holy Creator, had set forth. Now,
okay, I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and
agree with me on that.
Go ahead, caller. Go ahead. Sorry.
A lot of people may not agree with me on that level, but I'm just asking myself. I don't see a woman having any power over a man except by her outward appearance. I mean, we do like women to look their best. Yes, that's a fact. But at the bottom line is that every man's preference to a woman is different from the other man. While some of them may be similar, for instance, if a man may say, well, I want a woman with a big buttocks, or I want a woman with, firm breasts, or, a beautiful face, or, so it changes from person to person.
Right.
But the whole thing is that men go after what they like.
Yes.
Right? And women present themselves in a way whereby they hope that the man that they want in their lives will see them. Women don't always dress or put on makeup or put on this just for themselves. I think they put it on, to feel, I'm glamorous, I'm glitterous, I'm beautiful, I feel better about myself because I have my hair done this way or I have my hair done that way. Now, men may be like, well, I didn't ask you to go get Botox implants for me to like you more.
Right.
Or I didn't ask for you to go get breast implants for me to like you more, or, go get Botox in the face. Again, I'm just thinking that it differs from person to person.
Yes.
Now, a man may say, well, I like that woman over there because her spirit.
Yes.
She has a very calm and gentle spirit. She's not boisterous. She's not loud in the street. She's not obnoxious, and that sort of thing. While another man would be like, oh, I want a bad girl.
Right.
I want a girl with the, with a bad attitude or the this or the that or what have you. I think it depends on how you was raised as a person. Because you can only put out what you take in.
True.
You cannot put out anything you didn't take in.
True.
Like for instance, a doctor who went and did learn about heart surgery, he's not going to come and tell a woman about a vagina because he didn't learn nothing about that.
Exactly.
I mean, he may know of it as a physical man would know, but a gynecologist would know more about that than the man who studied, the heart muscle.
Absolutely. Caller, let me ask you a question. Now, do you like a woman more if she has an expensive side bag?
Not necessarily, because if she has an expensive side bag, that can tell me two things. It can tell me that she's an independent woman, or it can tell me that it can also tell me she's a woman who likes nice things in such a way whereby if I'm as a man cannot provide it for her, she will go to the next man who can.
So it's actually a deficit, because you're thinking now she might be someone that might be a very needy. If you can provide it, if you can provide for that woman, say something will happen to you and you can provide, then you might be in problems because she need those stuff.
True indeed.
So it's more of a deficit. It's more of a deficit, you thinking, from a man perspective, it's more of a deficit.
Yeah, well, I can't think from a woman perspective.
Right, of course, of course,
I mean,
of course.
I have a little bit of insight of how a woman would think on certain things. I have 5 daughters,
Okay.
and I have a lot of aunts.
Uh-huh.
And Junior, I don't think you even know who you're talking to. This is your competitor that used to live right across the street from you as kids.
Okay, I know who it is now. I know who it is now.
But anyway, getting back to the matter,
Yeah.
that we go after what we like.
Yes.
And that's just how it is. You know what
Yes.
I mean, you may see somebody. Both of us can have the same interest in a woman that we both see.
Right.
Right. I may have an interest in her and say, you know what, I want to see how her mind works. I want to know how she thinks.
Right.
And you may think like, shoot, man, I just want to get some of that. You know what I
Right.
mean? So that's 2 different perspectives there altogether. Does not mean that we're both wrong. It's just that every man have a different preference, just the same way every woman have a different preference.
Yes.
Because a woman will tell you, well, I want a Christian man, right? I want a man who put God first. And then there may be another woman will be like, well, I want a man who's a provider. I don't care how he provides, as long as he's providing for me.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it has to be balanced.
Right. Absolutely.
It has to be balanced.
Absolutely.
Again,
Absolutely.
like I said, the subject is, do we blame the woman for what she's doing? Well, I'm gonna put it like this. Before the women went to the workplace, as far as I remember, before the women went to the workplace, they was at home taking care of certain things. Now, when they got to the workplace, things became different because now they have to start providing because the husband is not there.
Right.
Now, does not mean that she's wrong for doing that, but again, if you go as a man going to accept certain things from a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's boisterous. She's a nagging type of person, The scripture talks about the nagging wife, and the water dripping and all this other stuff right there. But that's beside the point.
Right.
The point is that what you as a man decide to accept in your life differs from the next man. And I would firmly say that I think the man has done a very poor job in loving the woman.
That is a whole other story right there, and you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. And that is something that we could get into, and trust me, talk about it for a whole hour.
Time. Yeah, but I don't want to take up all the guys' time because I can talk like this forever. But at the same time,
but caller, let me say this. Caller,
yes.
No man looks at a woman and says, "Oh, let me see. I wonder how her mind works." Men don't look at women and think, "Oh, I wonder how she thinks on an intellectual level." Like, we're not stupid, right? A man has to be attracted to you first before he looks at you and even wonders, about you. Like, we know that it's all about physical appearance first. If a man is not attracted to you, he's not going to even wonder about how your mind works. I'm just saying some of the stuff that you're saying. Yeah, some of the stuff that you're saying is, to me, it's based in biblical context. But like a woman isn't supposed to adorn herself, or the only power that a woman has over a man is her adorning herself, right? So what you're telling me is that a man is weak then, because if all I have to do is put on makeup and adorn myself and I have power over you, then I should be running the world, right? And maybe that's why women are starting to run the world, because men need to be a little stronger. I don't know.
Well, some men are weak. I wouldn't say that all men are weak. Some men are weak.
I mean, you said the Bible says, no. You said the Bible says that women are not supposed to adorn themselves. And when you called in, you said that the only power a woman has over a man is if she adorns herself. And all I have to say is, thank God I'm not a man, because I don't want nobody having power over me.
Okay, well, I get you to call it that.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing her. I'm not hearing anything she's saying.
Okay, caller, listen. Here's what we're gonna do. I'll get you on another one of the men's summit, because we do this every week. We have women's summit, we have men's summit. So I'll get you on. I will talk more about that. Big up
That's
yourself.
okay. That's quite all right. You ladies have a blessed evening, and I hope I didn't step on anybody's toes to make anybody feel inferior.
That's fine. We like to. We have to
No,
step.
we're good. We're good.
That
Call
was a good
again.
conversation.
Hang up and
It's a
call
good
again.
conversation.
No. No, I certainly will. I was online and I saw you guys had this little conversation going, and I decided to join.
Nah, well, we
Because
appreciate
that's the
you.
kind of person I am. I'm inquisitive that way.
We
I
appreciate you.
the fact that you're and you guys have a blessed evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. I want to say a special good evening to Mr. Sincere. He's been
Yes.
very consistent with his commencement.
When he say typical woman, the man tell her exactly how he is.
And she telling him, no, it's not so.
No, he came in here quoting the scripture and quoting Bible, and then telling us that the only reason why we have power over men is because we wear makeup and stuff. I don't have time for that. Like that
Right.
to me, that doesn't even make sense.
Listen,
And I don't want,
you guys,
I don't want
you guys,
power over
you guys,
anybody.
you guys asked for my opinion earlier, so I'm gonna give you a piece of my opinion. Don't get mad with me. I personally, and I know a lot of men are like me. All right, I'm not the only one. I am a lover of imperfections, and I shy away from, or I tend to stay away from when I see things too perfect. It's difficult to maintain, right? It's hard. It's a hard job, right? I like the, I don't mind the no makeup kind of, I could deal with that. I love that. I love a woman who is not afraid to leave her house, go to the supermarket, and don't have to put on makeup or put on eyeliner just to walk to the store. It's natural stuff. I like that kind of stuff. It's fine. Imperfection.
You
is
know what? Once you have eyelashes, it really compensates for not wearing makeup. Wake up in the morning just with your lashes and you're so pretty.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
my
and
goodness.
you know what a lot of women think too? You see that little fupa that hangs over your belly right there? Let the fupa hang. Why are you disturbing the fupa?
Oh my
I'm dead.
God.
I
I
love
am
the
dead.
fupa. You have to leave it alone. Leave it alone, women.
Listen, Princess Leah loves it. She loves it. She goes like Speak Junior.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Listen, Women's Summit, guys. Listen, I gotta thank you. But here is we're gonna give women a final walkthrough of what we're saying here. I'm gonna go first. I am saying that women, you are beautiful. You are a 10, you are a 12. You don't need to listen to anybody to tell you that you're a 10. Believe that you're a 10. Secondly, no one looks at you through the eyes of some other person who deem you to be a 7 or a 5 or a 4 or 2. You don't look at you and say, wow, she look really nice, you know. But Kevin Samuel think that she doesn't look nice, so I don't think that she look nice. No. No, men look at a woman through the eyes of what's on their head, not through the eyes of another man. So that means that somebody would find you so beautiful. There are people right now that don't have no arms, that don't have no feet, and they found love. They got married. Yeah, everybody. And last thing I'll say, there was this one lady that called in a couple weeks ago, and she was so depressed. Let me tell you why she was depressed, because her husband kept telling her that she have one small breast and one big breast. She was depressed. She feel like she could never get another man never, right? But let me tell you, it is fine to have a big one and a small one. Somebody would love it. I don't mind it.
The kids. The babies. Usually they like one better than the other. So the one they like it better, it goes
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Before we
Mothers
wrap it
don't know
up,
that.
your women perspective. I got a last caller. Caller, you live or you calling for the program?
Junior, good evening.
Hey, good evening. How are you?
Good evening to all the guests as well. I'm hearing
Good
about
evening.
Fupa and I get excited.
Oh, yes. Leave the fupa
I don't
alone.
want to leave. No, I don't want to leave my fupa alone. I just turned 50 and I realized my kids are grown. I'm a grandmother. It's time for me to take care of me. So I'm getting rid of my fupa.
No, leave the food
Yeah.
alone.
Woo! I
Leave the
love her.
fupa.
No.
Leave the fupa.
Two-piece,
Don't leave the
two-piece
fupa.
swimsuit, here we come.
I think the days, I
Life
think the
begins
days
at
have passed.
50.
Like,
Woo!
I think the days have passed when I used to actually say, okay, I put everything, put me on the back burner and just send to everybody else. I
Right.
think it's now my time.
It's
I'm
your time.
almost close to
Yes,
retirement.
yes.
It's all about me a little bit now.
Right.
And, you know,
Paula,
so
let's make the
I gotta go
appointment
too.
together, girl.
But
I
you're
need
not.
company. I need moral support.
But you're not doing it. You're not doing it. You're not doing it, caller. You're not doing it to satisfy no man, right? And you're not doing it to compete
No,
with another man or another woman, right?
no, it's about self.
It's about you.
self.
It's fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you go
True
remove your
that.
food
True
for
that.
yourself, that's fine. But don't do it because the other one has abs and you're looking at your fupa. She
Oh
has
no!
six
I've never been
packs.
about that.
She
Sorry,
has six packs.
I try to encourage other women to do how they feel about them. You know,
Right.
when they're ready for that. So yeah,
Right.
it's not about anything. No,
Don't look at her and say, look, she have six packs, and you look at you and you have a keg. That's fine. Kegs are fine. I'm okay with it.
Yes.
Indeed, agreed.
I'm dying.
Caller, where you calling from? Where you calling from?
Calling from Belize, Junior. Calling from Belize.
Belize. Big up yourself, Belize. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Belize. Be safe out
You're
there.
welcome, guys. Enjoy the rest of
All
the
right.
evening.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to wrap up. All right. Advice for the ladies. Tiffany. What's your advice for the
Yeah.
ladies?
My advice for women is to love yourself and walk in your power, right? And I learned that since the pandemic, a lot of women have become, entrepreneurs and business owners, and we're hitting 6-figure and 7-figure income. And I want you guys to keep pushing. Just keep pushing and be great. And remember that, if you feel like nobody loves you, my mom used to make me do this exercise where I stood in the mirror and I looked at myself and I just found things about myself that I liked. And and you do that as well. Like, you don't need anybody's validation. Just love yourself.
That's right. Couldn't say it better myself. Janice.
Oh, you took that from me. I was just about to say that I couldn't say it better myself. And you said it before me. But Tiffany is so absolutely right. And I just want to say, let's just be the strength of each other. I believe that in the female community, there's a lot of love and there's a lot of care. And once we can get rid of the mistrust and that type of thing, we are a force for each other. So let's just look out for each other. And blessed love to all the women. Yeah. And the men too, especially the ones that have been commenting on the blessed love, brothers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Janice. Janice has a new show coming out. Janice, tell them about your blazing new show that's about to hit.
All right, Junior, thank you so much for that little bit of exposure. I would say a lot of exposure, actually. Um, having my own show has always been something that I wanted to do. Really, really wanted to do that for a long time, and the opportunity has now presented itself, where I have my own little studio, and
Nice.
it's been set up by the professionals.
Wow.
And as
Awesome.
time goes
Love her
on,
studio. See
a
that?
lot would be
She,
disclosed.
she
But I
is
want to
she is
start.
she is rolling with the
Somebody
big
just
dogs.
kind of threw me in the deep end of the swimming pool, and they go
Ah,
like, you're announcing that it's coming, so I'm putting you on the spot. You can't pedal back. You understand?
that's right.
That's
That's
So
right.
awesome.
it could be next week. It could be the week after. I want to start with a bang, Bang. And thank you, Esther. The name is Janis. Thank you so much, Hillary. Thank you so much, Sincere. Love you guys.
You
All
need to
right. So
get
look out for it.
you see Tiffany and all this. You need
I
to get
love
Tiffany on your
Tiffany.
program.
Tiffany, I hope Tiffany can join me on the show from time to time, girl. I'm starting out. The goal is to start at like 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and
Okay.
Friday. But
Yes.
when I get as good as Junior, then I'll try to do it every day when I could hire a producer, them kind of thing to do
Hey,
the hard work for me
hey.
behind the scenes. So that's what I'm
I'm
working
excited
towards.
for you. Great
Yeah,
Yeah.
news.
thank
I'm
you
excited
so
for you.
much. Thank you so
And
much.
you
I'll,
see
I'll
what
get
going
your
on here?
information from Junior.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was
Well, your
supposed to happen.
network is your net worth.
Yeah, exactly.
I
And
understand.
women and men, people in general,
Yes.
need to uplift one another. You need
Yes.
to uplift
Yes.
one another. And Janice, we congratulate you. We're going to give you
Thank you so
100 and
much.
200% of our support because I like to see when sisters take it to the next level. And based on
Yeah.
how you set up there and thing, your studio look crisp and you look nice, sounding good.
Woo!
I know you will deal with it. I know you will deal with
Yeah,
it.
man. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Just tell them one thing for me, Janice.
Yeah.
Leave the
Mhm.
fupa alone.
No proper thing, no jopper thing.
Thank you guys so much, Janice and Tiffany.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank
Appreciate you
you.
guys again.
All right, guys.
Thank
All
you.
right. Good night.
Bye.
Yeah, guys. Don't touch the fupa. Why? Leave it alone. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being a part of our program. Guys, I got to tell you, I'm celebrating my birthday on Friday. No, I haven't celebrated my birthday for a while, right? Because I didn't like the idea of celebrating your birthday and then there was all this stuff happening, right? But this year I decided to celebrate my birthday. And here's what we have coming up.
Yeah, well, you don't know who it is. Little Jello Juta, run on me. Yeah, me, no, man. May the 13th is all about Junior George birthday bash. Listen, me, no, man. Say, why not Junior? And you're playing bad, girl? Yeah, me, no, man. This Friday, Junior George birthday bash. Get your tickets now. I, Little Jello, already in the building. Yeah, me. I see I shoot around on me. She just on the juke up all on me. Friday the 13th on me. Make sure you come out and support it. Well, I don't know it's gonna be mad. Midnight mass. Mad.
Yeah, Midnight Mass. Midnight Mass. We got all the glow stuff already. It's going to be real vibe. Real vibe. So I want to see you guys there. Get your ticket, guys. Get your tickets because I want to see everybody inside of Midnight Mass. And for those of you who want to have like your sidebar women's summit, when we're in the party and thing, we go by the bar. That's when we go have a little sidebar. We're talking about things, right? So I want to see you guys there. Get your tickets right now. It's Night Mass. Let me put the link for the ticket. nightmass.eventbrite.com. Somebody pin that in for me. Nightmass.eventbrite.com. That's where you guys could go and get your tickets right now. I want to see you guys in Brooklyn for my big birthday party this Friday. Those open at 10 p.m. Yeah, those open at 10 p.m. It'll be enough vibes, enough action inside of Brooklyn, New York. All right. What else can I say? Oh, I could say more, right? I should say more. Check this out.
Friday, May 13th, Brooklyn, New York. Are you ready to play a wicked mass? As Ride Along presents Midnight Mass, the Ultra Glow Fest. Everything must glow. Junior George official birthday party featuring live from Grenada for the very first time.
This guy is the man to walk it, and you is the man to spend your money.
Little Jello.
Why not Ginger?
Jello.
And you're playing bad, girl.
Together with the Energy Kings of Soca, Spark and Electrify Live. Also coming to shell the place down. It's Mr. Lex and Denise Swasiwa Belfon. All going down inside 178 Newport Street, Brooklyn, New York. Get your Oliver tickets for only $30 more at the door. Get them on Eventbrite, nightmass.eventbrite.com. And for more details, 718-701-5720. Your DJs, DJ Hot Stepper, Lil B, and DJ Spice. It's Midnight Mass, the Ultra Glow Fest. Glow sticks on entry. Wear something white. Midnight Mass. Inside of Brooklyn, 178 Newport Street. Friday, May 13th.
Williams Funeral Service serve you with dignity and compassion as you mourn. Every day, we embark on the journey of life, and one day, the journey will end. It's on that day that you can entrust the celebration of life of your loved ones to David Williams Funeral Service. Call 718-291-3823.
Yes. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being a part of our program. Today we catch you guys again. Tomorrow, don't forget, this Friday, my big birthday party inside of Brooklyn, New York. If you want tickets, link me up. I got tickets on sale. I want to see everybody inside. All right? Catch you guys again later. Good night. Right Along Live is brought to you with the kind compliments of Buy Brand Caribbean. Yeah, Buy Brand Caribbean. Buy organic, eat organic. CaribbeanOrganics.com. if you're going to Grenada, August 5th, the original Celebrity Cruise returned to mass. The return of the Celebrity Cruise. Tickets on sale now. Going to Grenada, book your flight. Right after you book your flight, get your tickets for Celebrity Cruise. Ticket will be sold out soon. I think we have only about 20 tickets left. Only about 20 tickets left for the official Celebrity Cruise Grenada, the return to mass.
Wait is over. The time is now. Get ready for mass. Get ready for mass. Get ready for mass. We are back.
Well, it's on Ride Along, so it's happening here.
Came over here. What does it mean? You know, I grew up in what I guess you call a typical family.
We break all the stories, and that's just a fact. And that's why everyone has a story to tell.
Ride Along Live, I mean, yeah, it's a real deal.